Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ness and today I'm actually going to go over a very vulnerable, embarrassing kind of topic, finances. So I am working on my debt confession. Now I was sitting down yesterday writing out my bills, my payments, what I owe, and I cried. This is embarrassing. This is a really hard thing for me to talk about because I feel like I'm failing in so many different aspects. But this is a topic that a lot of people can relate to, and not a lot of people can openly talk about it. And I think this is something that we need to be able to openly talk about. So I'm going to be here doing that for you, for my situation. We go on a low income. We are a family of 3 off of 1 income. I make about $50K a year, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, and it really isn't, but I live in a really tiny town, so it's pretty good money. I do have a 3-year-old daughter who likes to do nails, as you can tell, and we live in a single bedroom, 500 square foot apartment, really small, and we really want to get out of this place and get into something new, which is why this all came up. I am a full-time employee, a full-time college student. I work from home. I do school online. I'm a full-time mom, of course. And then I also run a little small business where I make handmade soap and body care products and some candles and stuff like that, just as to bring some side income in. But today I want to talk about my debt. It's killer, and it really, you're gonna hear me laugh, and I promise it's a cope laugh because this is not funny. But I got myself into this situation, and so I'm gonna try and get myself out of it. But let's start. These numbers, they're so sad to me, so sad. And I know a lot of people are in a worse scenario, but this is bad for my income, for my current situation. Like, we are in such a bad position. Like, I don't know how many times I am going to say bad in this video, but it is what it is. So let's work it out. So the first thing I want to go over is my monthly bills. So every month, of course, we're going to have my rent. We currently pay $650 for the little space that we are in, but that's going to go up to $715 as of the new year. I can tell you right now, this place is not worth this amount, but it's the cheapest place that anyone can find right now. Like, we are lucky that we're only paying this, and we can have the dogs here, so that's a blessing, which you might hear them in the background, and I apologize for. But the next thing we have is insurance, and this is going to be my car insurance and renter's insurance all together, and that one is $260 a month. I've never had a ticket. I have never been in a vehicle accident. I have hit a deer, but this is like outrageous, honestly. Then we have our Wi-Fi, which I have to have since I do work from home. This is $90 a month. We have our electric, which is our lights and our heat, because we have baseboard electric heating. We are on comfort billing, so the payment is the same each month, and that is $120. And then our phones, I am financing 2 phones on a plan. This is outrageous. $250. Like, I am shaking because this is, honestly, it gives me such bad anxiety filming this, so I apologize if my handwriting is off. But Verizon is a scam, I swear. It's a scam. But anyway, So these are my total monthly bills. My car is paid off, so thank goodness I don't have a car note anymore. However, it has been causing me some problems. Like, I have had to put probably about $1,200 into my car for maintenance work within the last 2 months, which is absolutely insane, and it's killing me. So I would love to get a new vehicle that's reliable. I drive a 2016 Dodge right now. I don't want to go into too much detail about what I have because I don't need people coming after me, but I shouldn't be having these problems with this vehicle, but I am. So anyway, for bills, this brings our total to $1,370 a month. Not horrible, it could be worse, but now we're gonna get into the really scary part. And I have a little cheat sheet, off to the side. This is where I'm getting all these numbers from. And these numbers were all pulled yesterday. So these are all fresh, accurate numbers. Okay, and these are in no particular order. This is just how I pulled them. But I have a personal loan. Oops. This has a current balance of $1,873. Doesn't seem like a whole bunch, but we're paying it at $209 a month. That is a big number for me because, I mean, look at my bills. Like, $209 could cover my Wi-Fi and electric alone right there. The next one we have is care credit. This was for some dental work. And this one's a big one. We have a balance of $1,958. That is a big number. This one has 0 interest right now until I think like January of 2026, something like that. It's a date way out. And that one, the minimum payment is $70 a month. These, I'm just going to go over minimum payments. I do try to make extra payments on top of that. But today we're just going to go over minimum monthly payments. I have a Milestone credit card with a balance of $667 a month, or not a month, $667 total. This card is predatory. Like, this is bad, really bad. Don't ever get it. This is predatory. These are ones that they send you in the mail. I was desperate. We were in a bad position, and I got it. Horrible, horrible choice. That one is a minimum monthly payment of $50 a month. Then we have a Credit One, also very predatory. Like, never fall in the trap of Credit One. I know so many people that have, and it is so sad because they literally send these offers to people who are in a very horrible position, wouldn't qualify anywhere else, like me, and they prey on you. They prey. This one has a balance of $300, super small, at a minimum monthly payment of $50. The interest rates on these are insane, like 29% interest rates. And I didn't even think about that when I applied or accepted the offer, whatever you want to call it. So they have been like killing me to try and pay down. The next one we have is a Capital One. This one has a current balance of $970 at a minimum monthly payment of $75. These minimums are already adding up, and I could cry. We have a second Capital One card at a $500 balance, and that one is also at $75 a month. These, from my recollection isn't the actual minimum payment, but I have $75 that comes out of each one of my paychecks that goes into a Capital One account, and then I do like an instant transfer to make the payment on these. So that's why they're both at 75, even though they both have different amounts. So it's because I have this payment basically coming directly out of my paycheck, just for the sake of makes it easier for me. The next one we have is a Best Buy card. This one has a balance of $342 at a $100 minimum payment. This card I have actually closed and then just did like a repayment payment program agreement thing with the issuer. So this one's not accruing any interest and I can't make any more purchases on it. I've been paying on this one for like 6 years now, almost. This balance was so high and it was just sad. And this was from a previous relationship. I never should have got this. I was like almost guilted into getting it. And then I was left with the aftermath. So don't let someone ever guilt you into getting into debt. It's so bad. My next one is a JCPenney credit card. This one is so old. I haven't shopped at JCPenney in like 6 years. I got it at the same time as this one. Same scenario. I had to buy my sister some school clothes one year. It was actually probably 2 years back to back. And my parents have never been really good with money. They're in a way better position now than they were back then. And I'm such a giving person. Like, I just wanted to help. Like, I feel like that is why I was put on this earth, was to give and to be able to help people. And we literally have to pay for it. So this one has a balance of $800.62 at a minimum payment of $39. This one is the same as that. I have it closed. No purchases can be made on this, which is fine because I don't even think there's a JCPenney open anywhere near me anymore. And I just have to make that minimum payment with no interest accruing. But now we're going to get into the very embarrassing part. Like really embarrassing. So I have 6 different Affirm loans. If you don't know what Affirm is, bless your soul, you are lucky. This is like a buy now, pay later option. These are more recent because I went into debt for my little side business, my soap making, candle making, and all that. We're hitting holiday season. So I say we because me and my mom went in on this business type thing together in some aspects. But I try to really stock up on supplies during this time of year because that's when sales start increasing. And so in my head, I was like, I'm going to get this stuff now so I have it for my vendor events, my craft fairs, gifting season. And this was such a horrible idea. But this first one is at $33.89 balance at a minimum payment of $16.94. Not bad. I'll probably just pay this one off next month. But this next one makes me just want to crawl in a hole. This balance is $436 at a minimum payment of $87.13. That is insane. Insane. And this was for like I said, just like candle making supplies, fragrances, all that. I told myself I would never go in debt for this little business, but I used it as like my hobby also. And so in my head, I'm like, the business isn't doing this great. Maybe I need to step back. But then in my head, I justified it by saying, well, I work all the time. I go to school. Like, I deserve to do something fun that I like to do. And this was that something fun. And these. It's embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. My next affirm is at a balance of $188 at a minimum monthly payment of $37.55. And I'm just going to fill these ones in really quick. $168 at a payment of $33.58. This one is at a balance of $323 at a minimum payment of $35.93. And the final debt is at a balance of $200 at a minimum payment of $28.76. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 total debts that I owe. Disgusting. What makes this even more disgusting is this is a total debt balance of $8,759.51 with a minimum monthly payment total of $907.89. There is only like a $460 difference between my minimum payments to live, my four walls, you know, my house, lights, heat, electricity, like all that. $400 difference, roughly. Which is so sad. Keep in mind, none of this includes my variable expenses, my groceries, my gas, so any subscriptions I have, which I don't have many, none of it includes that. My total income, this is per month, and this is just like roughly, is $2,560. This is sad. Altogether, these bills plus these minimum monthly payments are about a total of $2,027 a month, leaving me with a little over $500 left over every month. That's $500 for gas, groceries, pull-ups, diapers, whatever, anything my kid needs, $500 a month. And I'm sure you guys have all been to a grocery store recently. I cannot go into a grocery store, buy a month worth of groceries for under $500. It is insane. Thankfully, my boyfriend does get some EBT. It's not much. It's about $200 a month, but it gets us by. I do get some WIC for my kiddo. We don't get much off of WIC, just like we only use like the fruits and veggies and the juice, because she doesn't, and the cheese obviously too, but she doesn't use anything else off of that. She won't eat it. There's not much benefits that comes to it. I personally make too much for any assistance. My boyfriend and I were not married. That's why he's able to get some. But this is the position that we are in based off of choices that we have made to go into debt. And like I said earlier, I need to get a new car here soon. My car is not cutting it. This doesn't cover any sort of savings for like an emergency fund or anything like that. And so I don't know how else we're gonna make it in this case. I live in a tiny town. There is no DoorDash, there's no Uber, there is no Instacarting. Like, there's really nothing else I can do to bring in that extra side income. So this is all gonna really rely on me being diligent and sticking to a budget and keeping things down to a minimum. We're going to have to go down very bare bones in order to pull out of all this. And I know that I'm not the only one that is in this situation ever. So I watch a lot of the Dave Ramsey, Iced Coffee Hour, the Graham Stephan, Caleb Hammer. I've been watching a channel, Amanda's Budgets, which is now, I think she called it Life Unfiltered. But I watch a lot of that to kind of gain some inspiration, some hope or a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. But this is what we have to work with. And this is embarrassing. And I'm trying to be very transparent and very vulnerable. And this hurts because I do work all the time. And I feel like I'm wasting so much of my life working to dig myself out of this hole that's only getting bigger. The current economy isn't helping. Election year's here and I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do anymore. But this is going to be my way of holding myself accountable. And I encourage you to do the same thing. You don't have to post it on YouTube. You don't have to share it with anyone. But record your progress. Write it down. Get the bigger picture so you can see where the change needs to be made. And until next time, this is it. I am praying for you guys. Pray for me as well if that's what you do. But we got this. We can do it.